Welcome to Thoroughbred Action at Gulfstream Park. Brian Nadeau with you as we wrap up the Sunshine Meet. We've got 11 races for you as we put a bow tie on it. Let's send it upstairs to track announcer Liam Molinaro for the course and the weather conditions.
Sunny out today in Hollandale Beach. The main track is fast to beat a fast. Temperatures of 82 degrees. In today's first, there are no changes. And they're off. Good start out in the center for Maranta. Ballycurran's right there. Welcome to America is also forwardly placed from the far outside. There's Starship Maximus rushing up to join in between. So they head up the backstretch run, and they're chasing Maranta and Welcome to America. These two heads apart for the advantage. Starship Maximus is racing third. They're followed by Ballycurran. Money Battles down inside fifth. They're just in front of In Fact She's a Zask. Dance to Remember second last, and 5 or 6 more back to Starship Polaris, who's at the back of the field. A relaxed opening quarter here, 23 and 4/5 seconds. It's Maranta inside, Welcome to America outside. Money Battles racing third. They're followed by Starship Maximus. Ballycurran's getting shuffled back with In Fact She's a Zask. And Dance to Remember's trying to close to the inside. So they run around to the top of the stretch. Maranta, Edwin Gonzalez yet to move. Now he gets to work with 1/8 of a mile to go. Not today for Welcome to America. Money Battles swung out into the center. Final 16th. Maranta still the one to catch. Money Battles in an all-out drive second. And it will be Maranta at 4-1 to kick off the Sunday opener. Money Battles second, Dance to Remember third, Welcome to America finish fourth. And they're off. Looks like an even start. Magic Red has some speed down inside. There's Ziomo and San Martin rushing up to challenge. Message of Hope is going to tuck back of the top flight and get some early position as racing fourth into the first turn. They're followed by Leroy Brown and Tapstick. Secret of Power is back second last, and the trailer is animated. So they race around the clubhouse turn, and the leader is Magic Red on top 3 parts of a length. Ziomo's racing second. San Martin's out in the 3 path. 2 off the lead in third. They're followed by Message of Hope, who's down inside fourth, with 4.5 lengths to make up, 5 furlongs from home. And then it's Tapstick, Leroy Brown, Secret Power's a little deep on the course, second last, and Animated is at the back of the field. The quarter ticked off in 23-1, and they're chasing Magic Red. Magic Red and Edgar Zayas a half mile out with the lead. Up there on the far side is San Martin, who pokes a neck into that second spot as Tapstick takes third. Message of Hope is racing fourth. Ziomo's getting shuffled back to the inside. Secret Power still races wide into the far turn. And then it's Leroy Brown and Animated. The half mile up in 47-1. It's Magic Red. Zayas now getting to work on this one as Message of Hope finds an inside lane. San Martin's bowing out of it. Tapstick is racing all the way up into second. So Message of Hope takes the lead away from Magic Red, who's backpedaling through the field. 3/4 up in 1:11-2. The favorite Message of Hope's going to be the one to reel in off the turn. Tapstick running a big race is up to second. Magic Red's back to third. Here's Leroy Brown trying to come with a rally. There's 1/8 of a mile to go. Message of Hope is up by 4, by 5, and he's still drying away coming to the 16th pole. Tapstick is trying to hold on to that second spot, but it's all Message of Hope and Micah Husbands. They coast in to take today's second. Tapstick did hold second. Leroy Brown was third, and Secret Power finished fourth.
Any success that we've enjoyed is directly attributable to the men and women who first bring horses to us to sell. You got to have good product. If we're able to attract quality horses to our sale with quality men and women selling them, we're going to have good sales. Everything that we do is going to be to achieve success tomorrow by doing things right today. It's a commitment to get up and do the right thing every day in a consistent and a professional fashion, and that's a great recipe for success long term.
And the rock. Good start out in the center for Dogwood Crossing, Fighting Words, Blazing Tyreek. These three line up in the opening furlong as 30-pound Test came out running fourth. They're followed by Venezio, and Last Shall Be First is at the back of the field. So they head up the backstretch run, and they're chasing Dogwood Crossing and Blazing Tyreek. Here's 30-pound Test coming to press 3 wide as Fighting Words now takes back to fourth. A break of another 3 lengths into Venezio, who's racing down inside fifth, four more back to Last Shall Be First, who's at the back of the field. The opening quarter ticked off in 22-4. Here's the 1-9 shot. 30-pound Test poking a neck in front. A Blazing Tyreek who's come under pressure. Dogwood Crossing shuffled back to thirds as Fighting Words is neck and neck for third now. And then it's Venezio, and Last Shall Be First is well out of it. So it's the 1-9 shot, 30-pound Test. Zayas now getting to work, though. Blazing Tyreek just got shut off past the 3/16. Here's Dogwood Crossing and Fighting Words. 30-pound Test is going to really have to work for this one. Dogwood Crossing right up to his outside. Fighting Words is third. Final 16th. 30-pound Test is digging deep and finding more. And 30-pound Test is going to do it. He really had to sweat out his 1-9 backers. Dogwood Crossing was second, and Fighting Words was up for third. And the rock. Looks like a fairly even start there. Sweet Interlude, Majestic Noir, Noah's Honor, California Swag. These 5 line up on the front end as they sprint for the half-mile point. So moving up the inside, it's Majestic Noir coming on to grab a narrow lead from Sweet Interlude and Noah's Honor right there, second and third. Right there as well as California Swag just inside of Negril and Win. Josh Reddy shuffled back second last, and Complex is the trailer through a compact group as they head around the far turn. The opening quarter ticked off in 22-2. It's Sweet Interlude along the inside for a narrow advantage. California Swag right there second. Negril's pushed along to keep up in third. Win is fourth. Majestic Noir saves ground to the inside. And Complex is launching a wide rally. So they run around to the top of the stretch. Here's Negril coming on 3 wide. California Swag just had to check back to third. Sweet Interlude's racing second. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Negril is kicking clear. He's opened up 4 coming to the 16th pole. Majestic Noir second. Complex is running on for third, but they're battling for minor awards behind Negril and Jose Morelos. They're in front. Majestic Noir second. Complex finished third. And they're off. There's White Claw Woman hustled for some early speed. Flatter Fanatic and Sevilla, those two are going to try and tuck in and get some forward position. Stewbold's right there as well with Cash Dew along the fence. So from the far outside, Flatter Fanatic from the 5 path has crossed over for share of this lead. Cash Dew's right there as well with White Claw Woman racing in third. They're followed by Stewbold outside fourth with No Time to Wait. You Know When You Know covering Bon Mati. A break of another 3 then to Apple Shake, who races on the inside of Sevilla. The 2 at the back are Pocket Pear and Mitra Guana. So they head up the backstretch run, and they're chasing Flatter Fanatic on a loose length and a half lead. Cash Dew's right there in second, with Stewbold up on the outside third. No Time to Wait has a nice pocket trip in fourth as they went the quarter in 23 and 4/5 seconds. So it's Flatter Fanatic showing the way 3.5 furlongs from home. Stewbold is inching closer into that second spot. Cash Dew's back to the inside. No Time to Wait's in between horses right there with White Claw Woman. Sevilla's launching a wide bid for Bravo. She's still got 5 or 6 lengths to make up as they run around to the 5/16. The half up in 48-1. It's Flatter Fanatic still there. Stewbold's under a drive in second. No Time to Wait. The odds-on favorites just patiently waiting for some running room as Mitra Guana's launching a wide rally as well. 3/4 up, 112-2, and they're on their way home. Flatter Fanatic, the 30-1 shot's the one to reel in off the turn. Here's No Time to Wait. White Claw Woman's going to dive down to the inside. Mitra Guana out in the center. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. No Time to Wait has hit the front, but here comes Mitra Guana. Mitra Guana strikes the front past the 16th pole. No Time to Wait has no answer. Mitra Guana, 19-1 upset here. No Time to Wait was second. Pocket Pair late on the scene might have nailed White Claw Woman for the third spot. And they're off. Rogue Runners hustled for some inside speed. There's Reina del Viento, Little Torch, Imperia Blue. Races fourth into the first turn. The two at the back are One Sweet Girl and Radar Loop. So it's Rogue Runner, but Little Torch and Micah Husbands just a touch quicker. Little Torch will make the lead around the clubhouse turn as Imperia Blue takes second. Rogue Runner's third to the inside. A break of another 2 then to Reina del Viento, who races from fourth. And then it's Radar Loop, who's running along in fifth. One Sweet Girl is at the back of the field. Little Torch and Micah Husbands onto the backstretch, run in front by 2. Imperia Blue's outside second with Rogue Runner and those yellow blinkers to the inside third, 2.5 off the pace. A break of another 3 then to Reina del Viento, Radar Loop, and One Sweet Girl's the trailer. The opening quarter ticked off in 24 and 1/5 seconds. It's Little Torch letting that lead out to 2.5 now. Imperial Blues right there second. Rogue Runners back to third. Reina del Viento's already being urged along by Rajiv Marat from fourth. And One Sweet Girl and Radar Loop are the trailers. So they run into the final 3 furlongs after a 48 1/2. Little Torch. Husband's now getting to work. Here's Imperial Blue, who's just gliding up from second. Rogue Runners under a drive. So too is Reina del Viento. One Sweet Girl's launching a very wide rally, and Radar Loop is at the back of the field. So they run around to the top of the stretch after 3/4 in 12-2. Imperia Blue called upon by Zayas. 4 of them stack across the track. One Sweet Girl has looped up to hit the front right at the 8th pole. And One Sweet Girl kicks away 2 and 3, and she's drawing clear. One Sweet Girl and Miguel Vasquez, an impressive showing here. She'll coast in to kick off the Rainbow 6 by 5. Reina del Viento got up for the second spot. Rogue Runner third. Imperia Blue checked in fourth.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter,
You've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.
And the rock. Good start for Merdama and Wicked Legacy. Moving from there outside is Roxy. These three will try to vie for early command as they sprint up the backstretch run. And it is Merdama to assume command 3 parts of a length. Plum Irish, Wicked Legacy right there second and third with Roxy on the far side fourth. They've gone 5 lengths better than Gianna in a similar gap back to area code 501, who's well out of it today. Merdama takes him around the far turn through a 22 and 1 opening quarter. Roxy and Plum Irish right there in second. Panici all over Wicked Legacy in fourth. A gap of another 3 lengths to Gianna in area code 501. So Merdama takes him around to the quarter pole, but here comes a challenge from Roxy. These two are noses apart coming to the top of the lane. Plum Irish is bowing out of it from third. Gianna's going to try and run on for a minor piece. Off the turn in the stretch, try Merdama and Roxy. The top 2 choices in the wagering square off at the 8th pole. Roxy's getting the better of Merdama, though. Roxy wearing down Merdama past the 16th pole, and it will be Roxy and Amicia Jaramillo to score by 2.5 in the end. Merdama was second. Gianna did get up for third. Area code 501. Finished fourth. And they're off. Slow start for both the firsters, Blueberry Hill Kiki and Mr. Fear Elias. There's Running on Time and Blackmail reaching off for the early advantage. Master Chief Mike is there at the fence. Rasil is in between runners as Rawayana goes 3 wide into the first turn. A gap of another 5 lengths then back to the duo of Forza Azuri and Coach Kane. And the 2 at the back are Blueberry Hill Kiki and Mr. Fear Elias. So it is Blackmail and Amicia Jaramillo to take him around the clubhouse turn, on top by about a length. Running on Time settles down outside second with Rawayana racing third. Master Chief Mike down inside fourth, 2.5 off the leader. And then it's Rasil just in front of Coach Kane. They're followed by Forza Azuri, Mr. Fear Elias is at a last, and Blueberry Hill Kiki's at the back of the field. The opening quarter ticked off in 24 and 2/5 seconds. It's Blackmail leading the way a half mile out. Right there in second is Running on Time. Rawayana urged to go along from third. And then it's Master Chief Mike. Rasil still tucked in between runners. 3 lengths better than Coach Kane. 5 more back to Forza Azuri and Blueberry Hill Kiki. So they went the half in 48 and 3/5 seconds. It's still Blackmail 3 parts of a length. Running on Time. Rasil's under a drive. Coach Kane's launching a very wide rally coming to the quarter pole. Rawayana and Master Chief Mike are both under pressure as well. So they run around to the top of the stretch after 3 quarters in 12 and 3. Blackmail has the fence and the lead. Here's Running on Time. Coach Kane trying to swing out in the center. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go. Blackmail is trying to dig deep and find more, but Running on Time is getting to him. Final 16th. Blackmail's resilient to the inside. Running on Time cannot get by. Blackmail's the winner by about a length and a half in the end. Running on Time held second. Coach Kane third, and Rawayana ran fourth. And they're off. Good start out in the center for Girl in Blue. Miso Spicy is right there along the inside as well. Miso Spicy heads him off as they sprint up the backstretch run. Girl in Blue's right there as well. She Loves to Travel is coming to join the party 3 wide. It's Miso Spicy just in front of She Loves to Travel. Girl in Blue now takes back to third. They're followed by Garuda. Leonza May Mischief a little deep on the course, second last. And Prism Pool Pat is at the back of the field. They want the opening quarter in a pretty quick fraction, 21 and 4. Miso Spicy to the inside of She Loves to Travel. Girl in Blue is right there third. Garuda's trying to advance from fourth. May Mischief has taken fifth just in front of Leonza and Prism Pool Pat. So they run around to the top of the stretch. Here to the inside, Girl in Blue. Miso Spicy's all the way back to 4th. Garuda swings up on the outside and hits the front right at the 8th pole. Garuda kicks 3 lengths clear. Girl in Blue to the inside. She loves to travel. Leonza coming on with a belated rally, but it will be Garuda. Garuda to give Carlos Martinez his 3rd career victory. They're 4.5 length winners. Girl in Blue and Prism Pool Pat, they're in a head bobber for 2nd and 3rd, and Leonza ran 4th.
In the Pegasus World Cup, it's all about Nick's go.
City of Light keeps going. Arrogate, what a horse! They ran him off their feet in the Pegasus.
And they're off. Good start from the far outside for Shady World. Beach Colts right there as well. Mr. Peaks in between that pair. Moving at the rail is Back 'em Up just in front of Joey Muscles. And Canuto is at the back of the field. They sprint up the backstretch run. It's Beach Colt showing the way by about 2 lengths. Back 'em Up is right there in 2nd, just in front of Mr. Peaks. Shady World now takes back to 4th. They're followed by Joey Muscles. And Canuto is at the back of the field. Only 4.5 cover him front to back. Beach Colt went the quarter in 22-1, has a length and a half advantage past the 5/16. There's Mr. Peaks to the inside. Here comes a 3-wide rally from Canuto. Just went by Joey Muscles. So they run around to the quarter pole. It's Beach Colt and Canuto. Joey Muscles is back to 3rd. They're followed by Mr. Peaks. Back 'em Up is going to have to do some serious late running. He's got 7 or 8 lengths to find as they reach the top of the stretch. Beach Colt inside, Canuto outside. These two to the 8th pole together. Back 'em Up is run up into 3rd, but still has 5 or 6 lengths to gain. Final 16th. Beach Colt's trying to dig deep and find more. Here's Canuto on the outside to give it one final lunge. Beach Colt or Canuto. Beach Colt hangs on. Beach Colt first, Canuto second, and Back 'em Up ran 3rd. And they're off. Good start out in the center for the package. Gigi's Cakes is quick along the rail, and Gigi Cakes quickly opens up 4 as they sprint up the backstretch run and head to the half-mile point. The package takes up the chase in 2nd, and then it's Lady Lullaby down to the inside there as Looks to Kill. In between runners is She's Lit. Moving on the far side is Oshila. They go 3 better than Kathleen's Derby. Similar gap back to the Beaster Bunny. And Steel City Lady is at the back of a strung out field. 5/16 for the money. GG Cakes went the quarter in 22 seconds flat. O'Sheila takes up the chase in second. The Package rides the rail in third as Looks to Kill takes fourth. So they pass the quarter pole. GG Cakes has a 2.5 length advantage and comes around to the top of the stretch with O'Sheila in hot pursuit second. The Package is down to the inside in third as Looks to Kill is fourth. There's an eighth of a mile to go. GG Cakes is working on a 2-length advantage. The Package is trying hard on the outside as O'Sheila is coming up empty. It's GG Cakes with the advantage. The Package is lunging after GG Cakes, and it will be the Package and Sammy Miranda scoring the nightcap by about 1.5 lengths. GG Cakes ran second, O'Sheila ran third, and Looks to Kill finished fourth.
That's a wrap on the 11-race Sunday card here at Gulfstream Park. It ends the Sunshine Meet, and what that means is the long-awaited debut of the championship meet on Thursday, Thanksgiving Thursday, the special post, 11:15 in the a.m., an 8-race card. Turf racing returns, and it all ends up in race number 8 with a tremendous renewal of the $100,000 Wait a While, the 2-year-old fillies on turf. Where else would you rather celebrate Thanksgiving than beautiful Gulfstream Park?